What up YouTube? So today I have a pretty, I always say this, so today I have a pretty exciting video for you guys. I have a video for you guys where I do a full face of makeup using drugstore inexpensive products. I didn't want to stay just in drugstore because I feel like there's so much inexpensive product definitely worth the buy. Otherwise, most of the products I use though, you can find them at Target, girl. I wanted to do a super glam look and just really keep it super glam, but inexpensive. I did do a review on this eyeshadow palette. If you want to check it out, you can check the link right here. Yeah. Well, wherever it pops up, just click on it. But check it out. I definitely go into depth, kind of show you guys the application process, how it blended out, all of that good stuff. One of the products that I just tried out today, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I almost am fully converted to this and probably not gonna purchase Laura Mercier anymore. Just goes to show, you know, that you don't need high-end products to achieve a look. Most of the products that I use today, I already had their products that are staples in my makeup collection, so I didn't have to go out and buy products. Love drugstore. I still shop drugstore. So if you want to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. Bare face. So the first thing we're going to work on is brows, which have been growing in very nicely. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. So I did a review on this, like 3 years ago, comparing it to the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This does a really good job of filling in the brows, and I love brow pencils that have a spoolie, but it's just a really good pencil for a really good price. I like to fill in wherever there are sparse areas on my brows. So for the arch to the tail, especially for a glam look, I like to make it pretty sharp. So I'm going to take e.l.f.'s eyeliner. This is their eyeliner in coffee, and I'm going to use this to carve out the brows. So as you can see, we got an Instagram brow Instagram brow going, where it's like super dark and shaped towards the back, blended and faded towards the front. Whenever I do glam looks, I feel like the brows just need to anchor the eyes, so I really just like to have a bold brow. Just very nice. Y'all know e.l.f. is super inexpensive. So when you work with doing darker brows, it's kind of smart to start the darkness from the middle to the end. When you start blending it out, you can take some of that product towards the front. So now I'm just going to start working on the eyes. So I'm going to go in with concealer to clean up under the brows and also prime the eyes for eyeshadow. The concealer I'm going to use is the Revolution concealer, their Conceal and Define concealer, which I did do a first impression on. So if you want to see that, I will put it right here. I really like this concealer, and I actually was able to pick up a shade in number 7, which will be a very perfect shade for me. If you didn't watch my previous video, I did follow a tutorial by Nikki Tutorials where I did a very dramatic eyeshadow look, and she didn't set the concealer on her eyes, so I'm not going to do the same today. But I am going to go in with this palette, also by the Brown Makeup Revolution. This is their Soph X palette. I don't know if this is a collaboration. I don't think it is. And it just has all of these different kinds of shades on there. A lot of warm tones. There's a black, there's a white, there's glitter, there's color. There's just a lot of shades to work with in this palette that I feel like it's a very good palette to use. And it's only 15 bucks. So first I'm going to go in with Pumpkin. I'm going to use it as a transition shade, just getting the color right where you want it to be and then working it in. So next I'm going to take Rosewood, and I'm going to use that to deepen up the outer V. Then I'm going to use the fluffy brush from earlier and just really blend out the harsh lines. So now I'm going to cut my crease. I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution concealer again. Then I am going to take the color on top of the darker shade and kind of pat it in there, just so that it starts to blend together. So for the lid, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, Patrol. And I'm picking it up dry on the lid. Because the concealer is sticky, you will get true pigment. And then over top, I'm going to take pink champagne just to kind of make it glisten, a little bit more dimension. Then I'm going to go in with Rosewood and Nightmare, a little bit of both, and kind of anchor down this eye. Anchor it down. So doing this really creates a shadow. So now I'm going to take iced coffee, and I'm just going to set the brow bone. So now I'm going to line my eyes. I'm going to use Revlon Color Stay Skinny Liquid Liner in black. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It dries super fast and it doesn't move. Like, I wore it to Disney and eyeliner was there like the whole day. So I'm taking Kiss lashes in the style Flirty, and I'm going to use Dual Lash Glue to apply them. Alright, we have the eyes on. It's definitely more dramatic than I wanted it to be. I think the gray shirt was giving me some inspiration. Now we're going to work on the face. So first I'm going to go in with primer. I'm going to use Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. It allows the foundation to really stick very nicely to the skin, and you won't smell like a man all day, so don't worry about that. Now I'm going to go in with foundation. I am going to use the Maybelline 24 Hour Super Stay Foundation in the shade 220 Natural Beige. This foundation is literally like my holy grail. So I'm going to take it on this Morphe sponge. Morphe sponge retails for $7, so it's very inexpensive. I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm going to use Makeup Revolution's concealer, and I'm going to blend it out. So I like this concealer because it's not thick at all, but it does give full coverage. So now I'm just going to apply concealer to the center of my face to highlight so that it gives my face dimension. So now I'm going to set the concealer. I'm going to use this Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in the shade 15 Light. It's not white. It's like a skin tone color, but it's not my skin tone color, so I feel like it'll do a good job with kind of brightening. Oh, so I'm just patting it in. I'm not going to let it sit. It looks amazing. Slightly shooketh, so I'm going to apply it to the whole face. Now I'm going to dust off whatever was left. I am going to contour my face. First I'm going to apply bronzer. I'm going to use the NYX Matte Bronzer. This is in the shade Medium. It's like super blendable. I've actually had this in my collection for a while. I was going to use it in another video. Why am I putting on too much? Why am I kind of obsessed? This is pretty amazing. As you can see, this face is flat. There's no contour, no color, no nothing. And then you have some dimensions, some warmth, some colors, some... Why the hell haven't I used this? Yep, I'm obsessed. So I'm just going to use a fluffy brush to blend because that is just too bronze. But it's pretty. It's like a pretty bronzer. I really like it. So I'm just going to take some powder. I'm just going to cut these cheeks. So I'll let that bake for a bit while we finish up the face. So with blush, I'm going to go in with Milani Baked Blush. This is in the shade Luminoso. This is one of my favorite blushes. And it has like a glow to it. So it's just brings like a healthy glow to your face. And it just really brings back life into your face. So I'm going to dust the powder off real quick. But having powder sit on your skin for a bit just kind of really enforces the contour. For the nose, because I need to contour my nose, I'm going to go into this Pixie palette. This was a collab that Maria Maquillage did with Pixie. I'm going to take this shade right here and I'm going to contour my nose with it. I'm going to do this super lightly because I know this shadow is pretty pigmented. Whereas letting your hand kind of sit at the end and letting the brush kind of just lightly place the contour there. So I'm going to take the beauty sponge from earlier and I'm just going to lightly tap on top. This just kind of blends the line, makes it not so harsh. And the reason why I like using a beauty blender because I feel like it still keeps the line in place. So I'm going to take some more powder and I'm just going to bake on the side. I do want to complete the lower lash line, and I'm kind of just going to go in the order that eyeshadows were applied to the top. So I'm going to start with Pumpkin. I'm just going to run it on the bottom. Because the eyes are so heavy up top, I like to do a lower lash line just so that it balances. So then I'm going to go in with Rosewood, and I'm going to keep this closer to the lash line. I'm just going to take that brush from before with the orange shade and just blend it. For the inner corner, I'm going to take Very Light. So I'm taking it on a dry brush. Okay. So for highlighter, I'm going to use this one by e.l.f. This is a collab they did with Heart. So this side is like a bronzing sort of shade, and then this is the highlighter shade. She's blinding. Ooh, and then it kind of turns into like a subtle glow. Okay. So I'm going to apply some up to the temples right here. And I'm just going to kind of blend it with the beauty sponge. Kind of helps it to melt into the skin so it's not so patchy and just like blinding, or even just sitting on top of your face. So I'm just going to blend this powder out. For the nose highlight, I want to go in with Wet n Wild. This is their highlighter in the shade Precious Petals. This is amazing, especially for a drugstore brand. Just a bit. Because also too, over highlighting your nose can make it look bigger. And then I like to apply it right beneath the brow. So I'm going to take Soft Spoken, and I'm just going to line my lips and kind of fill them in as well. Then I'm going to go in with NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the shade Creme Brulee. So for the eyes, I'm going to apply some mascara. My favorite mascara of all time is the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. Amazing, beyond amazing. I'm just going to take NYX Wonder Pencil, which is like a flesh colored pencil. I'm just going to run it on the lower waterline. What this does is it kind of opens up the eyes. It'll make your eyes look awake, like you've gotten 8 hours of sleep. I'm going to use Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist to set the face. This smells so bomb. But this is the finished look. I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I definitely tried a lot of new products in this video, some which I'm pretty obsessed with. I'm actually feeling this look. I feel like this is a look I could create with both high-end and drugstore makeup. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you try out any of these products, let me know down below, as well as if you have any of them, if you enjoy them, if you love them, let me know down below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts about them. If you try out this look, let me know. I would love to see your guys' recreations. If you want to keep up with me elsewhere, you can follow me on my social medias, which will be up here. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It would mean so much to me. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Full face using drugstore inexpensive products. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys in my next one.